Hey guys, today I am coming back to you to review the movie Shelby Oaks. Now, this movie, for you guys that don't know the story or don't really know what the movie's about, film follows a woman determined to find her sister who went missing while investigating the mysterious abandoned town of Shelby Oaks. So, a huge reason why I was excited for this movie is because it was written and directed by Chris Stuckmann. Now, Chris Stuckmann, just someone that started off as a film reviewer. He started maybe around 16 years ago. He was a big inspiration to me. That's it's literally one of the reasons why I'm doing this now, and I love his content. I've always respected him a lot. For the most part, I've always agreed with his thoughts and opinions on a film, and I was very proud of him to finally release his own film. This is something that he's been wanting to work on for many years. A few years back, he started the Kickstarter that gained over $1 million in support from over 14,000 people. And that's something that was incredible. And that's because a lot of people believed in what he wanted to do. People that have been following him for years know that he is very passionate about film. He deserves it. He deserves, the opportunity to make the film that he wants. And it's incredible to know that you're going to your local theater and you're going to be able to watch a movie that was created by someone that just started making reviews on movies on YouTube. And for you to be able to just to walk to your nearest theater and be able to watch their movies is just an incredible experience. And it makes me very proud that he has this opportunity, an opportunity that a lot of people, me included, want to have. Be able to go to your own local theater and see that you have your own film up there. It's an incredible experience, and I cannot imagine the joy and the happiness that he must feel from this. I generally really, really love this first half of the movie. This movie has great visuals, a beautiful environment, the type of vibe that you get from the world when they go to either a prison or an old building. It's very well done. You look at this cinematography of this film, and it doesn't feel like what you would expect for a movie to be when you hear just $1 million. Great aesthetic, great colors. Very impressed with the visuals. And I really gotta say, Camille Sullivan as Mia Brennan, fantastic job. She played the older sister looking for her younger sister who disappeared while trying to film a paranormal video. She did a fantastic job. Truly felt the anxiety, the stress, the pressure of trying to find a loved one without little to no information of where they could have gone, and I think that was really well done. And the tension throughout the first half of the movie was really good. When I went to the theater, I was grabbing on to my seat, man. Like, this movie has a lot of inspirations from so many great other movies. The first 10 minutes start off as a mockumentary, and the first thing I could say that I felt when I came to this movie is it feels just like the film Lake Mungo. The vibe of that film, the mockumentary style editing felt exactly the same in this movie. Really great inspiration to take from. I love the vibe that movie gave, that this movie shared. There's a great sense of mystery in the beginning of this film. A lot of great scares that were done really, really well. But the one thing I really want to talk about is the other half of the film, which to me was a bit of a letdown. Something I really want to clarify, because I have seen a type of pattern throughout other film critics, is the criticisms I have for this film are just criticisms. I do not mean to hate on this film or bring it down. I know this film is such a huge accomplishment for Chris Stuckmann, and I'm very proud of him, and I really hope he has another opportunity to make another film. But I do have criticisms about this movie, especially when it comes to the ending of this film. I understand that this film was done with a small budget, almost a miracle this movie was even made at all. But a lot of the things that I disliked from this movie don't really come from the budget of the film and come more from the writing of the story. And what I mean by that is, after the first half of this movie, we see Mia making a lot of decisions that just do not make sense. Near the end of the film, there's many things that she does that could have had her end, have her losing her life, but she still doesn't. But a lot of the reasons that she makes so many dumb decisions, if she hadn't done what she did in the last half of the movie wouldn't have moved forward. And that to me is weak writing. When a character has to make an action that makes no sense but is the only option so the story could move forward, that to me seems like very weak. Especially at the end, and where it get revealed what is truly happening in Shelby Oaks. It didn't make sense. Although the tension is amazing in that first half of the movie, second half of the film relies on a lot of jump scares, too many. And that wouldn't be too bad. But the thing is, when you've followed Chris Tucker for a long time, he knows when a movie does something that weakens the story or is only done to just get a cheap reaction out of the audience. He's very much aware of those things. So when you see Chris do the same mistakes that other horror movies do, it makes me wonder why he want to do the same jump scares that other movies do that he has criticized for doing. And so that's something that I'm very curious about why he decided to do. Also, something that really bothered me is character has done a lot of research, has been doing heavy research throughout the film, trying to figure out, connect the puzzles of where her sister is. And at the end of the film, there's a scene in the movie where she is just walking around in the forest looking for clues, looking for evidence of where her sister could have gone. And there's a scene in where she just stumbles upon a building by pure chance. And my first reaction was, okay, this is going to be a place where she's going to be able to maybe learn more about where her sister's at. But it turns out that the huge climax of the film take place in that building. And that to me really frustrated me because we see Mia go to libraries, try to do as much research as possible. And so the one place that does basically give her all the answers of what happened to her sister, what's going on, why are the things that are happening in this film happening, is just something that she stumbles upon by pure chance. There's a lot of films that have a great premise, have a great start, but since that's the biggest focus of the film, the film comes secondhand. That is a huge problem when it comes to storytelling. I believe that when you're writing a story, the most important part, regardless if it's a comedy, a drama, or an action film, the ending is the most important part. There's a lot of films that are very popular and are fantastic films. Have a lot of things between them or in the beginning that don't really make sense or defy some of the logic. But when it sticks the landing, your brain kind of forgets about those things. Your brain is fine ignoring the nitpicks it has, because if it sticks the landing, that's all you care. And that's why it's so important to know how to end a film. If the last thing in the audience sees is something that they don't enjoy, something that doesn't make sense, or something that feels rushed or unsatisfying, that's the only thing they're going to take away from the film. And the reason I am being so critical about this film is because I know how passionate he is about filmmaking. And I want to see him do another. He has a lot of potential. He has the potential to be a great director, a great writer. I want him to be able to learn from the mistakes that I feel he took in this film and become better from. I love what Chris Stuckmann has made here, at least in the first half of this film. And I want more of that. I want more of that first half of that film. And I know he's capable of doing it because I've seen the passion. And some of that passion has passed on to me, which is why I'm here doing these reviews. And so that's why it's so important to me to be honest about what I thought this film was missing or was very weak. And I mentioned the weaknesses of this film because of how much I want Chris Stuckmann to succeed as a director. If he's already nailed down how to create a great beginning to a story, now I want him to be able to nail down how to end a story. I'm excited to see him hopefully make another film again. I think you should definitely absolutely watch this film. Support independent films. I'm currently making my own short films and also working on sequences, as you maybe see with Frankenstein. And in a couple weeks you will be seeing another one with, I will not say yet because I want to keep it as a surprise. Independent filmmaker is very hard. You don't have a lot of support when it comes to people or financial, and it's a struggle. I want to be able to have a film play on theaters, and it's not easy, which is why it's so important to support these small independent creators so that we can have more of them in theaters. Other people have more opportunities to make their own films and have them on the big screen, just like Chris Stuckmann. Please let me know what you think. But that's been my review on Shelby Oaks. I hope you guys have a great time. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.